Alright, so eventful morning this morning already. Some of you may know we live pretty far out in the country, so we spend a lot of time on the highway when we're going to and from places. And my wife and daughter were headed to town this morning to go to school, and apparently an 18-wheeler that was running along in front of my wife had a blowout on his trailer tire, and the tire came apart, and in the midst of the flying debris, part of it ended up going into the front of the 4Runner. My wife said it cracked part of the front bumper cover, the plastic cover, and tore part of the plastic inner fender well liner out. And she said whenever she was going at a slower speed, it wasn't making a lot of noise, but as soon as she got up to highway speed, it started making a horrible rubbing noise, and she could tell it's rubbing against the tires. So I'm on my way to Fort Worth right now so that I can take a look at it and see what we can do about it. Of course, right now it's 9:26 in the morning, so now I'm in the midst of the morning construction traffic, because it seems like they're always working on the highways around here and never seem to really get anything accomplished. And even if they do, they're going to tear up the next part of the highway anyway, and kind of just start all over with the construction again. So one of those things that you have to deal with when you want to live in the country. It's I guess you can't get away from it. You still have to go to town and go to work. So if you want to live a country life, you're just going to have to deal with the highway traffic. It's one of those things. So I'm going to go and take a look at the 4Runner and see what I can do about it. See if I can calm my little wife down. She's pretty upset that she was driving the 4Runner and it got torn up, since we've only had it maybe a month now. But I'm kind of glad she was driving it, because if she'd have been in her little Volvo, there's no telling what kind of damage that big old tire would have done in the front of it. If it'll tear up the front of the 4Runner with such ease, there's no telling what it would have done to this little car. It could have ended up coming through the windshield with her. So I'm glad she was in the 4Runner. It's just property. It can be fixed, it can be repaired, it can be replaced, so as long as she's all right and my daughter's all right, I'm okay with that. So I will see what we've got going on and keep you informed. Take care. All right, we're here. Let's take a look and see what we got here. Let's see. Looks like we got a little damage there. Let's see. It's not too terrible. I think that's going to be okay. We'll figure it out. So yesterday made a trip to town. I didn't really have a chance to do a whole lot of video as far as like the damage on the bottom side of the 4Runner. It wasn't too bad. It turned out that it's a lot better than what I was expecting it to be. The way she made it sound, I thought, oh man, we're gonna have a mess whenever I get there. But I was able to trim some of the fender well back and kind of get it off the tire a little bit to where it doesn't make any noise. It still makes a lot of wind noise on the highway. Called my insurance guy, and he goes, oh yeah, sure, we'll cover it. And I don't know, I don't remember if I've got a $500 deductible or $1,000 on something like that, but I think I've got $1,000, because I just don't like paying high insurance payments every month. But anyway, he said, yeah, sure, we can cover that, no problem. He said, if you get ready to file a claim, just let me know and we'll get that started. So I thought, well, before I do that, I'm gonna go by the Toyota Fort Worth and just find out what that part would cost, and how much it would cost to just fix it out of pocket. So here's a little lesson for you. Like I said, I've either got a $500 or $1,000 deductible on my insurance, and to file a claim on something like this. Went by Toyota, and they said that they could get me the part for $106 after tax, and it'd take them about 30 minutes to put it on. They charged me an hour's worth of service fees, and that'd be about $130. So we're looking at $236 plus or minus a little bit of change for taxes and whatnot, but less than $300 for the whole job. And even if I had a $500 deductible on my insurance, that's $500. I'm paying less than half of that, or right at half of that, for the same job. Now, granted, it cracked my bumper cover, the little plastic bumper cover that goes around the front of the 4Runner, but it's on the very bottom side. It's way up underneath, and you're not really going to see it. You know, granted, it may spread and get worse eventually. I'm kind of looking into some ideas on how to fix that. I may have the bottom side of the bumper sprayed with like spraying bedliner undercoating type stuff. That rubberized paint like that, that'd give it an awful lot of strength that it's missing now, and it'd protect it from rocks damage and that sort of thing eventually anyway. So I mean, it's not like it's going to hurt anything. It actually might do it good. This may have been a good thing. Don't think I'm not going to let my, you know, give my wife a little bit of crap about being the first one to put damage on the 4Runner. That's kind of a plus sign for me. I don't get in as much trouble now if something happens to it because she put the first damage on it. Gotta love that. So, but anyway, like I said, it wasn't as much damage as what I was afraid it was going to be. It actually turned out all right. And, you know, there again, as long as the family's safe, it's property. Who cares? Yeah, it can be fixed, it can be replaced. And, you know, it's just one of those things. As long as your family is safe, your family's safe. That's the main thing. So, I believe that I will head off to work now and, you know, get the rest of my week started. Y'all take care.